round number 2 of the inaugural PSGL season 25 PSGL Formula 2. We've got a lot of 2s today, and we are here at Australia. Pardon me. We are here at the Circuit Australia, Albert Park, for round 2, and I'm your host as always, your boy Lordy-MK, back with a bang. Back with a bang. Back with a bang, back with a bang. We'll just give it a couple of minutes just so everyone can get settled down. I'll give everybody a couple of minutes to get into the lobby, get invested. I'll show you the grid and the teams for this evening. As you can see here, we'll have half the grids just slotted. I know Wentech unfortunately has a race ban for rubbish driving in Bahrain, so he will not be with us this evening. But we do have 19 drivers on the grid at the moment, and obviously 20 is myself in the lobby, so we hopefully can get underway shortly. But just see if everybody's here, and we will go from there. Just bear with, just waiting for everybody to get in. As soon as Greeny hits lights out and away we go, we'll be straight into the comms. Also, I am eating, so I don't want to have munch down the mic when people are trying to listen to me. Also, we have another driver, just to inform you. We have Wentech, who has been given a race ban for not very good driving, and we've also got Tico, who has been removed from the F2 League for also being a rubbish driver. So, a bit of a shame, but things have to be done when people are not driving to standard. Right. Right. We are here for the Australian Grand Prix in Formula 2. And we are going to have, I believe, Skeven kicking us off in 6th gear for whatever reason. We're going through the little sector there. Then the long back straight. Obviously, no lapse of concentration around here. It's very easy to make a mistake. Australia, the Monaco without walls, as it's been described by many on this game, especially with the thicker, bigger cars. We've got Skeven in the Toro Rosso on the medium compound. We will just see what people, pardon me, see what people have on at the moment. I do believe Brandon Glover will be the next around the track as well. So we also got a racing point right down there as well of Lordy-MK, I believe. Yes, we do. But we will go on board with Skeven. He's on the medium compound, and he just wants to see what he can do on the harder of the compounds in this qualifying session. I don't believe anybody will be saying a lap on the hard tyres, even though hard soft is the strategy around Australia. There is a few people, including myself, who did do medium soft during their league race yesterday in F4. Obviously my league race was ruined by rubbish driving. But anyway, enough about me, it's about these guys here. Skeven seems to be pushing the limits of the Australian circuit, as you do, taking a little curb at every single corner. That is how you get the most drive and momentum out of every part of this circuit. Just breaks down into second, takes a lot of curb on entry and on exit, nearly hits the wall on the outside. Skeven on these mediums, he isn't going to have the grip that some of these guys have on the soft tyres, which is understandable, but let's see how he copes. He's in 5th gear going through the chicane, which is very strange. I normally take that personally in 6th, so we will see what he sets. He's also down to 3rd there and shifts up very early to 4th just to get the extra grip and traction on the exit. But yeah, very slow lap it looks from Skeven. Obviously it is his first lap, so it won't be the best lap we have seen, as VRT Josh sets a 120.4, which isn't a bad banker, but I imagine it will be a lot faster here in Formula 2. Another 20.4 for Lordy-MK as well. Just scrolling through the field, seeing where people are at the moment, just to get a grasp on where people are out on track, as we see Tom go across the line on the mediums, and Brandon Glover set a 120.9 as pole position from Leon Bentley. He is sporting the racing point. He is normally a reserve in this league, but I believe has taken the full-time seat off of Wentec for his race ban, I believe. So Leon Bentley setting the early pace with Bugatti in 2nd place, last week's race winner. And we've also got Phoenix Phoenix in 3rd in the Ferrari, so a very impressive start from these guys. I think if you're in the top 5, I think that's a very impressive banker. A lot of time to be found as the track evolves and gets better and better. Obviously the conditions don't look too prime out there, it looks a bit cloudy, so maybe a bit colder the track temperature is, so maybe a bit more difficult for these drivers to really, you know, get the performance out of the cars. But no, very good bankers from these guys so far. As I'm going to scroll down and have a look where people are at the moment, we've got VRT Raikkonen taking the last 2 corners very slowly. He will cross the line, but I think he's going to set his lap now instead. Yeah, so he will go on board with somebody else. CC Brain not helping his teammate Luke at the moment. I think the only person out on track is Raikkonen, who's actually trying to set a lap, so we will stay on board with him. And I'll let Raikkonen go round the circuit of Albert Park while I enjoy more of my delicious tea. Because you know it's 7 PM these races, and I don't get the chance to eat. As Raikkonen is about to finish off his lap right now, coming through the final couple of corners at the moment. Not too sure if it's been one of the fastest laps he's set in his career, but he is one of the dark horses for the season, so let's see where he can put his lovely mustard coloured Renault. And it's P3 with a 20.3, so a very, very good banker from that man right there. Most people are coming back out on laps at the moment. Black Phoenix, I believe, was in some traffic right there, but is going to carry on the best he can. Black Phoenix was the first car across the line, I do believe, last week, but Bugatti did take it on penalties. I will get up the official standings later on the qualifying when I'm a bit more focused, not what's going on the screen. Everybody now should be out on soft compound tyres. If I see anybody else out on any other compound, you will be getting sacked. As you see, Raikkonen actually clipping the grass on entry, which has really cost him on the exit of the circuit there, but lack of grip, I imagine, through the final sector. But it's been a solid lap from Raikkonen. Not Raikkonen, sorry, Black Phoenix. We were on board with Raikkonen earlier, but Black Phoenix is going to cross the line, see where he puts his car. It's a 120.3, so a lot of these drivers in at the 20.3s, which is definitely separating the pack here. We've got the likes of Kurax, who had a very impressive performance last weekend before he did get taken out. Last week, sorry, not weekend, before he did get taken out. Sits there in P8, so not too far off the pace, but definitely needs a couple more tenths to challenge the guys, the front runners anyway, as Dutch Tricks goes fastest with a 19.8, which isn't too bad, but I'll expect these drivers to be a lot faster. But we're going to move on to the second silver arrow, and he's going to take us through a full lap of the Albert Park circuit. We have 9 minutes remaining of the session as cars get out of the way, left, right and centre, as Bugatti has gone purple in the first sector. So this man opts to keep it in third gear. I think ran a tiny bit wide on the grass there, but gets away with it, I think. Hopefully it's not invalidated, but let's see if he is purple in the middle. No, not on the display screen, it doesn't say purple for me. So I do believe Bugatti has got to bite the bullet on this lap. He will continue pushing to see what he can set, but I think he's lost a few tenths of a second in that middle sector. Very smooth through the last. It's the trickiest sector of them all, the last sector. But here comes Black Phoenix's teammate. See that save? Very good save. Black Phoenix's teammate Bugatti across the line. Where will this put him? This lap will put him... Oh, he did get invalid, unfortunately, for Bugatti, and it was purple in sector 1, so very disappointing from that man there. I want to actually go on board with Leon Bentley, see where he can put his car, because he's done a very impressive lap time. As Tom goes quickest with a 19.8. The Rocket Williams Racing at the top of the time in screens here today. I don't think he'll be there for long. I expect a lot faster lap times. You know, I would be a tenth behind Praga at the moment. My best lap. Where would my best lap put me? My best lap would put me 14th. So next to Wushin. So people really need to start, you know, putting a shift in. I know there is a couple of minutes left in this session, but you know there was 19.3s set in F4. So you know people have really got to pull something out of the bag, because I'm not. Sorry, 20.3s in F4, not 19.3s, 20.3s in F4. So you know a lot of this grid would be beaten by a few F4 drivers at the moment, so they've really got to pull something out. I know it's difficult, as Leon Bentley actually invalidates his lap time, and I believe just went off the track there, but did hold it very nicely. We're going to move on to Raikkonen. Another man who's looking quite feisty tonight. We'll go with the offset view just to see what the gear shifts and how the what the RPM saying through most corners, just to give some of the newer drivers out there maybe a bit of an idea of where to brake and how you're really gonna force the time out of this car, especially around Albert Park. You really need to clutch at straws sometimes to get stuff going. I think he shifts a tiny bit early into fourth there, instead of getting the most out of the lower gears. That's looking good for Raikkonen. He's purple in both sectors, a bit hesitant through the chicane, and he's gone wide for his troubles. He must be on pat because he struggled immensely through the chicane. Let's see where Raikkonen will position his Renault. Coming through the last sector now, the trickiest of tracks. I think he could have got the car turned in a bit smoother there, but it has been a solid lap time from Raikkonen. Really gets the gears shifted up early, opts for fourth, doesn't shift into fifth, so I imagine he's lost a lot of time in that final sector. But where's it going to put him? Raikkonen goes second on the grid with a very impressive lap time with a 19.8, but not enough to beat Tom. There's yellow flags in sector 3, I'm not too sure has gone off. We will scroll down the field just to see where people are. VRT Josh just crosses the line to set a 20.0. We'll go on board with Black Phoenix, who's in the final sector now as well. The Silver Arrows, a dominant performance shown in Bahrain, the duel in the desert, but he's gone wide at the penultimate corner, and people aren't shifting up early to fifth there, and it's going to cost some lap time as Black Phoenix will cross the line and go fourth on the grid with a 19.9. Decent lap time for that man right there. Let's see who else is out on track. I believe Praga is out and Fran is out as well. We've also got Lurk, who is actually coming around the final corner at the moment. So LR Lurk is going to cross the line and put it second. Very, very impressive lap time. A purple last sector. That just goes to show you how good the last sector can be for some drivers, as I believe Fran has backed out of this lap. Or is he going to continue to the end? I'm not too sure. Yep, he's backed out of his lap, so he will go on board with his teammate Praga, who really is rinsing the car as hard and as fast as possible. Really trying to get the most out of his Haas. The number 82, Jack Jones sponsored Rich Energy Haas. Through the final sector now, fifth gear, runs wide on exit, which is the favoured line, but touches that curve on the inside, going to cost you a few tenths there. Gets right out of the throttle. Look at the understeer in that Haas. That does not look comfortable. Dutch Tricks goes pole with a 19.7. It's heating up and it's very close, as Praga, I believe, has actually invalidated his lap. Only unless it was just poor, and he has improved, but he hasn't improved enough. As LR Tom will be one of the first drivers out on their laps, as I believe Ollie Flannel, as I like to call him in this league, Ollie Flavel, is out on a lap at the moment. So it'll either be his final run. It might be his final run. Let's see what he sets in sector 2. Oh well, he's 2 tenths up in his time, which will put him roughly about 6th. Yeah, about 6th, maybe 5th if he can keep pushing, but I think he's just invalidated, hasn't he? Yeah, only Flannel. He's going to go back into that pit lane and get a fresh set of rubber on, because he has just invalidated his lap time. Just checking if anybody else is out on a lap at the moment, and I don't believe... Oh, wait, he's going to continue. It says it's invalid, we'll see. I'm not too sure what's going on. Does Ollie improve? No. So Ollie has missed the pit lane. I think he will retire very early. Praga has retired, and Dutch Tricks has retired as well. So it is all to play for here at Albert Park. These guys really getting raring up for a lap. Oh, Dutch Tricks has actually crashed. And has he taken Praga with him, I imagine? I'm not too sure what's happened there. I think stewards will be on the back of that, just to see what people's perspectives are. But that is a shocking crash in sector 3, as everybody is getting out of the way for these guys. Just scrolling through the field just to see where people are. And CC Brain will be one of the first drivers out there on track to set his lap time. Skeven is miserable in 19th place, and Luke Green hasn't even set a lap yet. So these drivers really need to get their acts together. CC Brain, though, we're going to stay on board with the Tag Her sponsors, and it's already over for CC Brain. It's already over for CC Brain. I think he's got to save the ears and go again. We're going to go on board with, I believe, Skeven is the furthest round, and then we'll switch to Tom. So let's see what Skeven can do. We'll go in the lovely broadcast camera, which is lovely for some corners and absolutely abysmal for others. Skeven really does not look tuned up here at Australia. He looks to be struggling out there. We'll see what his middle sector will say. Nothing on the timing screens from what I can see. I do believe he's up on his previous time, but I don't know where it's going to put him. Obviously his previous time is abysmal. He opts for the third gear, then shifts up to fourth. The Force India or Racing Point gets out of the way as Pit Matt retires from the Grand Prix qualifying session. Not the Grand Prix, the qualifying session. As Skeven now will round the final corner into fifth gear. He goes and across the line. Where will Skeven put it? Skeven opts to abandon his lap, which is very interesting indeed. We will go on board with the second place man now. He is so close to pole position, he can taste it. But at the moment, he is currently stuck in second. Is he going to improve across the line? And he does. It's a 19.6 for Tom, and it's pole position. Pole position. As Raikkonen is letting people pass. I'm not too sure what he's faffing about is, as Josh is going to start his lap right now as well. So everybody coming through thick and thin. People invalidating laps left, right and centre. Leon Bentley is going to be a dark horse to watch out for as well. And Alfie Ollie is also. So right. The session's really kick-started now. Oisin McGill has been struggling all week long in the practice sessions. He's really not hooked himself up for this Australian circuit, and he looks all over the shop, but he's giving it his all, which is what we like to see. And Oisin McGill will cross the line, and it's going to be a 20.4, which puts him 14th on the grid, which I think he'll be a bit disappointed with that. He has done better in practice sessions, but sometimes you've just got to get the luck of the draw, as Luke Green has abandoned his lap and is out of this qualifying session. Just going to scan through just to see where people are. Black Phoenix crosses the line but is invalidated. I believe Raikkonen or VRT Josh will be the first one across the line, but we'll look at CC Brain, who is giving it his all at the moment, really struggling with that last sector. But where is CC Brain going to put it? It's going to be a 19, is it? It's going to be 19.8 for CC Brain, but he set 2 laps on them soft tyres, but he does go 4th position, so very well done from CC Brain. Next across the line will be VRT Josh, who is up on his lap but goes wide at the final corner. Can he improve on his lap time? VRT Josh will cross the line and go 5th. 5th fastest for VRT Josh then is VRT Raikkonen. Here he comes now, very aggressive through the final corner. It's what you like to see, but he will cross the line now. He's currently 7th place and he will not jump up any positions. Bugatti crosses the line and stays 8th, right next to his teammate. We've also got SSR Phoenix about to finish his lap, and Pedro, I believe, who has just gone 11th fastest, which is on the cusp, which is perfect. And okay, SSR Phoenix not very happy with his qualifying session, as Greeny pulls into the pit lane as well. And I believe that's it. So Dutch Tricks, who actually made a mistake going through the chicane, who was out earlier in the race, is going to start P3, but it's your man. Oh, Leon Bentley goes P2 as well, so that's very impressive pace from Leon Bentley. He's not actually a regular in this league, as we watch the AI just ram each other, which is fun. He's not been the most impressive as of late, but he was quite good in Bahrain. I've got to give him some credit there. I think he got a bit unlucky with the safety car, but no, really being one of the standout performers in F2. I don't know if these lap times would come close to some of the drivers in F1, but it is what it is. The conditions aren't exactly bright and sunny, so probably the weather is to blame for the lack of pace for some of these drivers around here. But this is your order. I'll take you through in a sec. Then I close my curtain. Lovely, lovely. Alright, so we have Tom on pole, not for the first time in this league, I do believe. Then we've got Leon Bentley in second place, fantastic performance from him. Dutch Tricks occupies the 3rd spot with CC Brain, but did 2 laps on his set of softs in 4th place. We've got VRT Josh in 5th, 6th is LR Lurk, we have 7th is VRT Raikkonen, 8th Bugatti, a bit disappointed I think he will be with that lap time. Brandon Glover continuing with the good performances in 9th, and I believe Black Phoenix is the final place in the top 10. So It's all to play for. It's Australia. We know what the standard strategy is around here. Soft, hard. If you want to gamble, go soft, medium. But is it worth it to lose track position? I wouldn't say so personally, because I did do it in the Formula 4 race. But we will see. We will see what happens. Obviously tonight is where the magic happens in Formula 2, and obviously in half an hour's time the magic will start happening in Formula 1. Later you can be joined by Owen Wyatt and Odems. Not two drivers I would pick to partner each other, but that is just myself. Apparently it went very well in Bahrain last week. The numbers did increase by loads, but we do have esports drivers involved with PSGL, so I will let Big C handle that. I just love F2, the unpredictability. You don't have to be the best to be in the best seat. You can be the best but in a lower seat. That's what I normally say anyway. I've completely fucked the quote up. You don't have to be in the best seat to be the best. There we go. That's what I meant to say. Got there in the end though. As we're going to do all the details on track, we will see these drivers right now, what they will be starting on, and everybody in the top 10 obviously starting on the soft compound. It will be the compound that they used in qualifying, so nothing too much to say there. Top 10 are on their qualifying set of softs. Everybody in the lower half of the grid are opting for the mediums, apart from two drivers, Praga and Ushin Mukji. They're in 16th and 17th place. They are opting for the soft tyre, probably hoping not to get caught up in the kerfuffle, which is the rest of the pack. Just wanting to have good grip, a consistent race, and just race properly, really. I actually commend them going on the softs. I don't think going the alternate strategy is always the best, even if you are in the lower half of the race. You know, I think if you're 11th, I would stick on a set of softs as well. You're going to have fresher softs than the guys ahead of you, and you're going to be fast as well. So it just depends what Slipstream and DRS offer around here. It is very difficult to cling to people in dirty air. It is a very high speed circuit. Not a lot of sharp braking zones here. You know, you're roughly on average in 3rd and 4th gear throughout the entire track, so not a lot of heavy braking zones. I think the heaviest braking zone is the penultimate corner, which is 2nd gear. I think apart from that, everywhere else is pretty self-explanatory. Even turn 3 is a 3rd gear corner. Really, you can shift into 2nd, but you're not really going to get the traction or the benefit of momentum if you're shifting too low at turn 3. But anyway, you've seen the grid, you've seen what they can do in qualifying, but what can these drivers do in the race? Tom obviously has been one of the fastest drivers in F2 for a while now, and really does need to start pulling some performances out of his arse if he wants to be considered one of the F2 greats, or one of the Formula 1 greats as well. He may be looking for a move up in a division. I'm not too sure if he runs ABS off or not. Regardless, it's the start of the Australian Grand Prix. Here's your grid. We're formed up now and we're all ready and raring to go. Hopefully this race can be a blast. We've got yellow flags in sector 3 for whatever reason. As the lights flicker on, we have 5 red lights here at Albert Park. It's a long grid slot, but lights out and away we go. One of the Racing Points has had a horrific start. I can believe that is Lurk in the back. Let's see if they all make it through turn number 1 and don't do a Ralf Schumacher into Rubens Barrichello in turn number 1. I'm not too sure about the back of the field, but the front is definitely safe and sound. We will scroll down as we've got battles galore. We'll see if anybody makes a move down the inside as Raikkonen clips Bugatti, who's made a fantastic start, into 4th. And VLT Josh battling away down there, as well as Lurk tries to recover some of the places that he lost earlier on in this race. But it's an absolute cluster as we go down into the 2nd sector now. On board with LR Lurk, currently in P10, but I believe he did start in P6, so lost a handful of positions right away, as Black Phoenix and Bugatti have been definitely the biggest gainers out of all of this. Bugatti already up into 4th. It's a fantastic start from him. I'm not too sure he's done that, as there's a bit of carbon fibre off the Racing Points wing. I'm not too sure which Racing Point it is. We'll check if it is Lurk. I think Lurk's fine, as Pedro has nearly lost it already on the first lap. VRT Raikkonen is losing places left, right and centre. Has he got a front wing? Yes, he has. He's actually going to get a move done on his teammate. RT Josh going on the inside of Raikkonen, but Raikkonen said, no mate, I want my position back, and straight away giving the position straight back to his teammate right there. Black Phoenix seems to be a gainer out of this as well, as Raikkonen has made a mistake on the cold soft tyres, I should say, as LR Lurk is falling back, as he was the Force India Racing Point with damage. As we see down the inside goes the Alfa Romeo, very opportunistic. You don't really want to be going on the inside there, Brandon Glover, but it has put Josh off, and it might be the move of the century from Brandon Glover. He's been punching well above his weight in Bahrain due to safety cars and mishaps, and he's fighting his way through the field as well in Australia, so really proving himself in Formula 2. Just going further up the field just to see where people are. Bugatti looks really at one with this Mercedes. He's actually going to get Dutch tricks, surely not. Yeah, round the outside isn't a bad way to go. Dutch is giving him no space at all, and yeah, well, it's not an overtaking spot, but that's not very good driving from Dutch, really, to just force your competitor off the track. No room given at all, and Bugatti will fall to P11, and I believe will be a bit peed off with his driver, as someone's trying to go around the outside of Bugatti, Kurax, and nearly ends up wiping Bugatti out. So yeah, drivers very opportunistic on this lap, as we see SSR Phoenix is going to try and make a move on Bugatti as well. Pit map, try not to get too involved with Bugatti, you know, just make sure you recover your tyres and head down, as the Ferrari mechanics and engineers would say to Sebastian Vettel, as pit map might go around the outside here of the final corner. Gets a fantastic exit compared to the Ferrari, but nearly lights up his rear tyres on the exit. So it's all kicking off here in Australia. We've got medium runners in the top 10 due to people slipping out, and we've got people already in the pit lane like Ushin McGill on the hard tyres in 20th place, really struggling at the moment, pardon me. That's when the battling has stopped, as we see Luke Green on the inside of Fran, I believe. Oh, now on the outside of Fran, I believe he's just hit Fran, and I think he's going to get past him eventually, but oh my god, a bit argy-bargy between the two drivers there. Luckily no damage, and they've both recovered quite well from that incident. So I don't know if Fran will report that to the stewards, because Righerini did gain a place by hitting him, so I don't think Fran will be very happy with that one, as Skeven's going to get mugged on the inside by Praga, who's actually hit the wall quite heavily there. I'm not too sure if he's actually got damage. Yeah, he's definitely picked up damage there. Praga all over the place in no man's land. He won't fight Skeven going into the chicane with the damage he's got, and that's definitely a penalty, or a warning at least, going through there. But we will scroll up the field now to Black Phoenix and that, because there is an absolute train behind Dutch, and I'm not too sure why. Will people try and get past? I'm not too sure. CC Brain is in prime position, and I believe, yeah, very sensible from CC, try and get a better exit going into turn 3, and then try and make the move at the entry of turn 3. But Dutch Tricks is begging CC to just leave him alone. He's very aggressive on the defence, Dutch Tricks, and some say it is good defending. Some people would say it's good defending. I wouldn't agree. I don't think that's good defending. I think that's aggressive defending. But it has worked for him. He's in no man's land, and as Pedro has finally binned it. He looked so wobbly in the first couple of laps. I'm surprised he lasted this long, but a safety car has been deployed. A safety car has been deployed, unfortunately, which will slow everything down and slow proceedings down. I'm not going to comment on a safety car, but while I do recover and have a drink, I will just go on position changes. Obviously the front 3 has not moved, even though Dutch Tricks looks shit slow. That man is lost the plot completely. He's lost so much time to the cars ahead, and the cars behind are all over him, so he needs to get his act together. He's probably just heated up his softs, I imagine, too much, overheated his softs. Black Phoenix has gained 6 positions off the start, obviously starting 7th place and now making up places there. CC Brain obviously just losing out. Dutch being very, as Raikkonen picks up 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits, which is a shame, as Dutch Tricks will peel into the pit lane. CC Brain will also peel into the pit lane, with Raikkonen and Brandon Glover following suit, and also Bugatti, which I think is smart from Bugatti, because he is obviously down in 11th place. Just seeing where people will gain and where people will lose after the pit stops. a lot of people will gain, especially the people on the alternate strategy, will be gaining a lot of positions at the moment. Will Lordy-MK get anybody out of the pit lane or not? No, Lordy is nowhere near, in no man's land on them hard tyres, unfortunately. So I think it'd be wise to Lordy maybe to box, put on a set of mediums and then go double mediums to the end. That could be a strategy for Lordy if he's slow about it, but no, he continues. Will he beat Praga out of the pit lane? No, Lordy is still last on a set of hard tyres. There's the position changes. You can all see the graphic on the left hand side. Got all the people making up a lot of places, you know, Greeny, Fran, Skeven, obviously they are on the alternate medium strategy. Some people have stayed out though, like Black Phoenix, Leon Bentley, Thomas and VRT Josh, I believe, have all stayed out. Oh, as I yawn my head off. As we will now go back to the graphic, there's the people who have stopped. So 11th and downwards, the people who have stopped. Everybody in the top 10 has not. And here are the tyres that people have opted for. Some people want to go to the end of the race, which is very opportunistic. CC Brain, Brandon Glover and SSR Phoenix all think that they can go to the end of the race while maintaining solid pace. We will see. I think it's a bold strategy, but I think it's going to work. So applaudits to them guys who have a lot of confidence to a strategy like that. I don't believe the safety car will be in this lap. I think it will go for one more, waiting for everybody to catch up as Lordy-MK does catch up. And Raikkonen has picked up another penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I'm not too sure what's going on with Raikkonen, whether it's a glitch or not, but that man must be fuming right now as people are overtaking people, as Josh actually decided to pit. So Josh, it's a late strategy call and he's going to put on the hards. But he is going to pit and drop himself to the back of the grid. Also, Raikkonen's going to have to pit as well. I think he wants to serve his penalties, both of his penalties. He had 10 seconds worth of penalties. I'm not too sure if it does stack or whatever. But yeah, Raikkonen's going to serve both of his penalties, which is very... I don't really know, because I don't know if he could have got them removed or not. But he does serve the penalties and he will be a force to be reckoned with when the lights go green. But we've got one more lap under the safety car and we only have 3 people, which is the top 3 right now, on soft compound tyres. Just scrolling through the field just to see where people are at on the racetrack. But yeah, Tom leading the way still with Leon. Those two showing very, very good pace around here. Leon really showing what he can do around Australia, and it has to be one of his best tracks, hands down, on the calendar, and he is showing why it is one of his best tracks on the calendar. A very, very solid performance from him at the moment. Same with Tom. I think Black Phoenix does have the pace to keep with them, and I also believe Bugatti has the pace as well. But Bugatti is down there in 15th place after Dutch Tricks basically just, you know, pushed him off the track. So, you know, I don't know if the stewards will award a penalty for that, because it's not very clean racing, is it really? It's cost Bugatti 10 seconds plus, and Dutch Tricks has ran away with the 3rd place. So yeah, anyway, regardless of the incidents, we'll see whether these drivers will filter out after the safety car restart, because one of the trickiest things to master is a safety car restart, as Praga, severe collision with Bugatti. Just going down just to see if Praga has damage. Nope. Yes, he does. Praga has plate damage. I'm not too sure what's happened there, as Raikkonen picks up a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags once again. Don't really see how he can ignore yellow flags. I think Raikkonen, unfortunately for him, has got the most glitched game possible. But we will go once again racing under the safety car. Now let's see where people separate themselves. The hard runners are going to be slow off the safety car restart 100%, so we will cycle through just to see where people will position themselves. We've got the likes of Fran, Greeny, Skeven, Kurax, Pitmat and Ollie Plavel all on the alternate strategy. Are they going to be able to keep with the guys ahead? I'm not too sure, as I believe Leon and Leon, I think Tom's actually pulling away from Leon more than anybody else. But we've got Black Phoenix as well, showing some very, very good pace. So yeah, it's not a track for many overtakes. It's Australia. You just go round and round and round until you make a move. as CC Brain may try around the outside. No, he's more sensible than that, and it is Dutch Trick, so everybody be careful. You've got to be careful around that man. He you know, as Ushin Miguel gets overtaken by Raikkonen, and I think Josh will have him as well. He will. Yep, Josh is going to have Ushin as well down there in last place. That man is struggling, unfortunately. We will stay on board with these guys. I think Pit Matt is the man to go on board with. He's all over the back of Kurax, who's really struggling on the mediums. And as you can see, the soft tyres still have a lot of life left in them. As the drivers ahead are starting to pull away, as Praga will pit for a new wing, and I believe will be out of this race. Will Pit Matt have a go? Nope. Pit Matt will not have a go. But Bugatti looks like he will have a go. Yeah, Bugatti side by side with the Racing Point, and oh, the Racing Point's hit the Ferrari. The Racing Point of Lurk has hit SSR Phoenix, who look to be on the best strategy. But Bugatti has made 2 positions in 1. He must be smiling like a Cheshire Cat. At the moment, that is fantastic driving from Bugatti to not get 1 but 2 drivers, and Lurk, yeah, silly driving really, just runs into the back of the Ferrari and completely takes him out. So yeah, not very good from that man right there. But we will go on board with Brandon Glover, who's got a very good exit on CC Brain. Brandon Glover's showing some very impressive pace here at Australia. Will he try and take CC around the outside? No, he's smarter than that and waits for the DRS straight. DRS I don't think will be enabled just yet due to the safety car, but he's going to try anyway to get past CC. I think it's intelligent from Brandon to sit behind as we watch Skeven fight away with Dutch Tricks, who is a driver who doesn't like giving up positions. It seems, whether he's losing time or not, that man really doesn't like giving up any positions whatsoever. So we'll stay on board with Skeven, who's actually nearly lost it out the final corner as DRS is enabled. DRS obviously will not be enabled, I don't think, on the first straight after the detection. Will it be enabled down here? Let's check. No, it will not. So next straights, the back straight will be the first detection point. That will be registered for DRS. Will it matter? I'm not really too sure. Obviously Australia is not really a track for overtaking, so you're not really going to be getting far with the DRS, unfortunately. But these hard runners, I've got to say, have probably done the best strategy of everybody, and if they can take these hards to the end, as I yawn my head off once again, if they can take these hards to the end, they're going to be in prime position for a fantastic points result. I think everybody who's on the mediums who has stopped will do double medium to the end. I think everybody on mediums who hasn't stopped will try and go medium soft. And I think obviously the soft runners at the front of the grid, as Black Phoenix is actually all over the back of Leon Bentley, so we're going to have to go on board with this. Leon will defend it, but Black Phoenix, and Leon's in the wall. Oh my god. I think Black Phoenix has just hit Leon in the rear, and Leon's gone into the wall, and there's another safety car. And to be honest, I think Leon really deserved that, as now Leon and Raikkonen have a kissing match. Yeah. Lurk picks up a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. And Bugatti, I think everybody will be filing in for the a set of hard tyres. Bugatti is actually going to put on mediums, so a lot of people opting for the mediums, actually more people than I expected. I think it was the intelligent thing for a lot of people to come in and put the medium tyres on. I still think the people with the hards on at the moment are looking Gucci for some good points at the moment. Really are looking Gucci. Track position means a lot around Australia, and with the likes of Tom and Leon suffering the most, and Black Phoenix down there as well, I think these hard runners are going to have a field day. These medium runners though have stayed out, which is interesting, as Greeny I think has done the most intelligent thing and put on the hard tyres, and will obviously take them hards to the end of the race. Just going to show you the graphic of how many stops have occurred for these drivers. Obviously Raikkonen doing 2 stops up there in 7th. It's actually amazing how he's up there in 7th. I'm not too sure how. Got Bugatti, who has also made 2 stops. We've got Ushin, who's made 2 stops in 15th. Leon down there at the back of the grid due to Black Phoenix hitting him. Well, it looked like that on my screen and taking him out of the race. He's down there in 19th. And then everybody else has one stopped, apart from the top two who haven't stopped at all. So, Kurax and Ollie Flavel, not really too sure what they're doing. But it would be nice to see a lot of alternate strategies, but yeah. Oh, so many safety cars, man. It's an absolute yawn fest. There's nothing worse as Kurax actually pits this lap for it's got to be a set of hards, and as he speeds. Oh, for God's sake. As Kurax puts on a set of hards but speeds in the pit lane. So how have you sped in the pit lane under a safety car? Can somebody please, I don't know, talk to me? Is that physically possible? Can you speed under like, oh god. The Kurax is in for a set of the hard tyres. So let's go back onto the graphic of the tyres just to see what everybody is on. The top 6 are on worn sets of mediums and hards. They were the drivers to pit earlier on in the race, and I believe the hard tyre runners will go to the end of the race. I don't think they'll struggle. I think they'll be okay, especially with all the safety cars that are coming out. I guarantee there'll be one more safety car by the end of the race. Normally there's only 2, but we did have 3 safety cars in F4, I believe, so, or at least a VSC. There will be at least a VSC, surely. It's Australia, and this game is just prone to safety cars and VSCs. But anyway, I'll carry on. Everybody on 1 lap old tyres. If they're on the hards, they're 100% going to the end. So the likes of Pit Matt and Luke Green and Leon Bentley and Kurax, they will all be going to the end, and I believe Praga will be going to the end as well with 3 lap old tyres. Everybody on the mediums, I'm not too sure. They're in a bit of a strange window, the medium tyres. I think you can get them to the end if you keep them nice up to temperature. If you can keep them up to temperature, and I think you'll be okay. But I don't think they'll last. I don't think they will. I think you will have to pit again for softs. And Fran, who is on the softs, definitely will have to pit again. Probably onto another set of softs for the end of the race, which could be quite a good strategy. Not too sure. And then you've got Oliver Velli, who hasn't pitted yet, and you've got Dutch Tricks and Raikkonen on a set of mediums that are 5 laps old. So yeah, there's a lot to play for. And we are going to get underway again as Dutch Tricks just rams the back of Oliver Velli. Oliver Velli gets a very good getaway, but Dutch Tricks is going to have a move down into turn 1. They have crossed the pit lane line, so it will be legal. Dutch Tricks will get him into turn 1, but it's not the smartest play, as Oliver Velli can just do the switchback. But Oliver Velli has just run out of road and just cost himself 2nd place. As Pit Matt does pick up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. So Oliver Velli's strategy already going down the toilet. And it's been it's been 5 corners, as a lot of people, I think Fran's lost it. We'll just see where Fran is. Yep, Fran is in the gravel. Not too sure what's happened there. Has he got any damage to the wing? No, he might have just outbroke himself on them tyres, not kept them up to temperature, even though he is on the softs. So very unusual for that man there. But yeah, this man Bugatti's got some really serious pace. Like, has some serious pace. He's going to dispatch Luke Green surely around the outside here. Yeah, brilliant. Oh, that is just superb. Look at that. That is superb driving from Bugatti. Very good from Luke Green. A lot of drivers could have squeezed him into the wall, but no, very good from Luke Green just to allow Bugatti the space to get on with it. And Bugatti is an angry man under that helmet. He's had the pace all weekend. Australia, not one of his best tracks, but he is a race winner in F2, and he really wants to keep that record going. I don't think he will win today, but he definitely is on for a good points result if he can maintain this pace on the mediums. I'm not too sure if he will go to the end of the race on the mediums, but he definitely will try. He is a very aggressive driver in terms of working the tyres, so we will see how quickly he can dispatch everybody in there as he actually sets the fastest lap of the race. Just a testament of his pace at the moment, as Pip Matt is looking vulnerable on them hard tyres, and Bugatti is a man on a mission. 2 drivers down in the space of a lap. Bugatti is taking no prisoners whatsoever, but people who are stuck in jail are these. A gaggle of 4 drivers. Tom stuck in the mud again. This man always has the pace at every race, always looks the fastest out of everybody on the track, but gets caught up in these midfield battles, and this is not what you want to see.
when you're the fastest man on track. He's definitely got the pace over these guys, as Black Phoenix will try and go around the outside of Raikkonen and maybe get the switch back and get a better exit on Raikkonen. He's going to go for it. Oh no, he's not. He's going to switch again and go to the outside. So Black Phoenix really trying to get past Raikkonen at the moment. I don't think he'll make a move into the chicane. No, very sensible from Raikkonen. Very sensible from Black Phoenix though. But look at Tom, who's just got the traction out of there, and surely will have a jab. Black Phoenix will stick to the racing line and actually will go around the outside, but it's a very tricky corner to go around the outside there, as Oliver Bell has been passed by Brandon Glover. Brandon Glover looking very quick on them hard tyres. He will go to the end of the race as well. Brandon, he is in a podium place once again. Ollie Favell stuck in no man's land. He's had 2 safety cars to pit and he still hasn't pitted. So Ollie Favell really questioning his strategic team, his strategist, really questioning it. Oh my god, as Raikkonen nearly rams SSR Phoenix in the back. As we're going to see another Phoenix on... Oh, Raikkonen's going to go on Phoenix. Yeah, Raikkonen up the inside of SSR Phoenix. Black Phoenix nearly losing it with the rear traction. He might go around the outside of his brother. He is. Black Phoenix around the outside of his brother too. Do not go into one. But the brother has to concede, and Bugatti, I think Tom's made a mistake. I'm not too sure. Tom may have made a mistake, but Bugatti's all the way up there as well. Pit Matt and Tom, and oh, Pit Matt's off. Pit Matt's off. Pit Matt's round. Yep, he's in the wall. Surely that won't be a safety car. There's carnage everywhere. Greeny trying to make some moves now, and poor old Pit Matt gets taken out of the race, unfortunately. There's a lot going on. Bugatti might make another place up. No, he's going to sit behind SSR Phoenix under this, but this man is on a mission. I can't believe how many positions he's gained in the couple of laps that I've been on board with him. Oh, somebody else is out. Oh, Brandon Glover. Brandon Glover, I was just praising him for how well he was doing, but he's lost it at the chicane, and that man is in the wall. There won't be any safety cars, I don't believe. They're not out of the race, any of them, but that is a detriment to their race, as I believe the Renault has just gone off. Yep, the Renault of Raikkonen has just gone off, and it's all playing into Oliver Favell's hands. He's had a really shoddy strategy, and CC Brain looks the man to be winning this race. Duck's Tricks is definitely not taking them mediums to the end of the race, so we will have to stop again, but CC Brain can happily take these hards to the end of the race. No question about it. He just has to sit behind Dutch Tricks until Dutch Tricks starts pitting or starts losing pace, and then he will happily go past, as SSR Phoenix is going to battle Bugatti around the outside, but Bugatti's got the move done again. This man wants driver of the day, and at the moment he's got it. He is really pushing hard. He has got some serious pace on the medium tyres, but he won't be able to go to the end. He might be able to go to the end, but I doubt it. I doubt he'll be able to go to the end, but he has got some serious paces. We're going to see a move. Black Phoenix maybe on Raikkonen, as Ollie Favell is like a snail out there on them mediums. I'm not too sure when he's going to pit, but he is an utter snail at the moment on them mediums, and he looks done and dusted. He wants to take them to a certain lap so he can put on the soft tyres, but he's got Bugatti breathing down his neck. Look at the gap that Bugatti's pulled to SSR Phoenix. It is fantastic to watch. So many battles going on. Australia, there's yellow flags in sector 3. Who has binned it? It is a Renault. It is VRT Josh, I believe. No, it's not. It's not a Renault. It's the other Haas. It's Fran. Fran or Praga. One of the two. Who cares? Not really too bothered. As Greeny has lost out to Josh, but I believe we'll get him down the straight. We'll go on board with Skiven to get the birds. The best view in the house, as Greeny will do the switch back, as Josh will get poor traction, and Greeny should have him down the straight. But Greeny's not got the best exit, as well as Leon Bentley's making up positions as well into P13 after suffering a massive crash earlier in the race, as Praga has retired from the race. But we are going to fast forward up to this man here. He's already caught the back of these guys, as VRT Raikkonen has passed Ollie Flannel. As Black Phoenix, I want him to move out the way. I don't think a racing driver would move out the way, but a good teammate would move out the way, because Bugatti is clearly the fastest man on track. He has got some lightning pace in his boots. He was in F1 not too long ago, and he's really proving that he can keep with the F1 drivers. Black Phoenix should get past Ollie Favell coming into there, and oh my god, it's nearly an airplane crash. But Black Phoenix does get Ollie Favell, doesn't compromise Ollie to let Bugatti through as well, but Ollie I think is just compromising himself at this point. I don't see why he stayed out so long on these medium tyres. He's not doing himself any good whatsoever. And Bugatti should easily have him down, like easily should have him down this straight. Olive Lavelle, he is going to fight it. But Bugatti, he's got to get it done. He's got to get it done. He doesn't want to go stupid. Oh, he's had to correct himself. But look at the traction he gets. This man's on fire. As Luke is out of the race, another DNF. Very unfortunate. But Bugatti gets another move done. Another move for Bugatti. There's so many overtakes going on in the Australian Grand Prix. People say it's the Monaco without the walls. Even though there is walls, they're just not very close. But Bugatti really proving to everybody that there is overtaking opportunities if you have the pace and the experience. And this man is driving the wheels off of that Mercedes. Let's just check where the front runners are, because obviously Raikkonen and Olive Lavelle has cost these guys heaps of time. But Dutch Trick still keeping CC Brain behind, but I think he's comfortable. He knows Dutch Tricks is going to have to pit again. There's no way he's going to the end of the race, and if he does, he's going to lose a heap of time on them medium tyres. But just going further down as well, Bugatti is in DRS range of these guys and will start saving ERS now. He's just got to be wary that he can't burn out his tyres. It is going to be a stretch to get them to the end of the race, but he needs to be careful. If you overheat these tyres around Australia, especially on a pad, you are going to suffer the consequences, as Ollie Flavelle has let his teammate go and is dropping like a stone in water. It's actually quite hard to watch Ollie Flavelle, not too sure what he's playing at, as Black Phoenix and Raikkonen are going for the move. And look at Bugatti, the traction out of turn 1 and 2. He's going to get Raikkonen, surely. Is he going to go on the inside? Has Bugatti get the move done? No, he hasn't. He's not got the move done. As Ushin Miguel is up and Olive Lavelle's off. I think Olive Lavelle's spun. Yep, he's spun. And that's what you get for doing a crap strategy. Back of the grid, he won't be getting a podium this week. Now as Bugatti's still trying to get past Raikkonen. Hopefully he's passed him. I believe he has. Yeah, I believe he has. Not too sure what's happening with Raikkonen's car. But yeah, Bugatti, yeah, serious pace. Like him and like Black Phoenix has got some really good pace, but Bugatti has got some serious pace. Like it's actually quite frightening how quickly they're catching the likes of CC Brain as well, because this is for the win of the race. The two Mercedes, the Silver Arrows, are going to be duelling in the Outback as well as the desert. They were duelling last week at Bahrain, and they're going to be duelling in the Outback as well as Raikkonen. I'm just going to ignore what happens with this car, because he's inserted himself so far into that Mercedes, he's got lost in the exhaust. So we will need to just censor that out for any younger members of the audience, because that is quite shocking. As Bugatti actually makes the first mistake that I've seen, as Ushin Miguel is nearly in the points and doing a fantastic job down there in 11th. So Ushin will be going to the end of the race on these mediums, and he's doing a fantastic job. Down there, he's had a couple of safety cars to bail him out of some situations, but he's driving very smoothly, and he looks very clean and smooth in that Alfa Romeo, and he just needs to keep going, and he will certainly get a point. I do believe there will be a few more incidents in F2. It's been cleaner than a lot of leagues so far, but it has had its moments. Pit Matt, Brandon Glover, Praga Lurk, Pedro, and I believe Fran spun as well earlier. So there has been some moments where people have lost their concentration, and there has been a few safety car moments in the race as well, but not too bad. Everyone seems quite bunched up. It's quite action packed, so I'm looking forward to the end of the race. I think SSR Phoenix will have his back against the wall as well. Thank you to everybody who is still tuned in to the F2 stream. There is 22 of you at the moment, which is very nice to see. We have a very constant viewing. Now there's 24 people, so welcome to the 2 people who have just joined. But yeah, we normally have a constant viewership of roughly around 25 people at a single point, and it's nice to see that everybody returns week in, week out. So very nice to see as the 25th person enters the stream right now. So yeah, welcome one, welcome all. As the gap for these guys, as Raikkonen is keeping with the top guys. I imagine he will try and take them mediums to the end, but he's got 4 lap older mediums compared to these guys. So we will see what happens at the end of the race. There's no way Dutch Tricks is taking them mediums. I can't see Dutch Tricks taking them mediums to the end. They will blow up and they will pop at some point. Raikkonen seems to already be struggling with them mediums, and I think CC Brain, if he wants to win this race, needs to overtake Dutch now. I think he needs to get the hurry up from his... Oh, and Dutch is gone. I did say it, and he's blown up. He's blown up. There we go. Dutch Tricks, well deserved from Dutch Tricks. It was silly to stay out on them mediums, and everybody makes the mistake there. Yeah, it's not. Oh, he's nearly killed Ushin. He's nearly killed Ushin. Luckily, Ushin gets past, and I believe Leon gets past as well. And I believe a Ferrari of Kurax is actually gone down there. Oh, and Leon Bentley's spun. Oh my God! There's a car park in the last sector. I'm not too sure what's happened there, but Kurax has been involved. Leon's involved. I think Leon just spun on his own. Kurax went up the inside and spun, and obviously Dutch has damage and is all over the place. So Ushin Miguel is in the points. Well done to Ushin. He's in the points. He's persevered and drived very smooth and very cleanly. And look where it gets you. Points win you prizes. And when you're doing silly strategies like that and getting 5-second time penalties going into the pit lane, you don't deserve points. But anyway, Bugatti has passed his teammate with all that commotion. Sorry I missed that. But Bugatti is past his teammate and is looking, if he can keep his car on the track, is looking at another race victory. The only person standing in his way is CC Brain, but look at the pace that Bugatti possesses in that Mercedes. It is incredible what this man can do when he's got all the tools at his disposal. Raikkonen is also on the back of Black Phoenix, but has been lagging throughout the session. So I do apologise if you see a Renault insert itself into a Mercedes at some point during this race, as the two Silver Arrows duelling in the Outback and also have been duelling in the desert. Black Phoenix, I believe, will play the long and smart game and sit behind his teammate while his teammate pulls him along. But let's hope the mediums do have some life left in them, or else CC Brain will be crowned your race winner for this evening, as Black Phoenix actually messes up his braking zone in the final sector. But yeah, Bugatti showing some serious pacing. I think Bugatti actually wants to pull away from his teammate. It isn't an easy feat to pull away from your teammate, especially when he's got DRS and slipstream on you. But Bugatti really pushing the limits of his Mercedes. He's really pushing the limits of his Mercedes. He's really pushing the limits of his Mercedes, and he's really giving it his all through these sectors. I've not seen a man possessed quite like it in a long time, and it's really nice to see from these guys. We will go broadcast camp as Tom, one of the fastest men on the track for a while, is also joining this battle, so don't count Tom out for the podium. He has been very quick, but caught up in them midfield battles because of the safety car, which is very unfortunate for him. So he has been stuck behind a lot of drivers, but has made his way up to 5th place, which isn't too shabby at all. Ushin Miguel has actually made his way up to 9th place, as SSR Phoenix may have made a mistake on them hard tyres. So Ushin now is 9th and keeping very good pace, as Kurax retires from the race, which was inevitable really. No safety car will be happening at this stage of the race. We've already had our mandatory 2, so I don't think another one will show up anytime soon. But yeah, Ushin, I've got to say, I've been very impressed with him. You know, you don't always have to be battling for the front to get driver of the day, but I think there's only one driver of the day at the moment, and that's that man up front. He needs to start catching CC Brain though. I think their mediums may have expired for Bugatti, because CC is really putting in a good shift now, and over on board with his teammate Lucas Greenus, who has not really had the pace either around here, but is doing a solid job in 7th place. Points win your prize. This is Bugatti. He's actually going to let his teammate go, I believe, as well. They've just got to be careful though, because they've got Tom and Raikkonen right behind them, so if these guys faff about too much, then they're definitely going to be in jeopardy of something happening later down the line. So whether it's smart from Bugatti to let his teammate go or not, I'm not too sure, but they need to stop fighting if they want to catch CC Brain, because CC Brain is keeping that gap at 2 seconds. 2.5 seconds, I should say. Gap is coming down now though. 2 tenths has been lost for CC while I've been speaking to myself, so maybe CC's feeling the pressure of holding the lead. They've got the time. If they can pull 1 second, yeah, the time's definitely starting to come down now. Black Phoenix leading the way. So maybe Bugatti just wants to sit behind, keep his ERS, keep his keep the slipstream, keep the DRS, and build up the ERS, while his teammate, I believe, has the pace. Bugatti has a discharge earlier in the race to get himself back in a points, in a podium place. but he's also got these guys behind him as well. I believe Raikkonen will be the cork in the bottle for Tom. Tom will have to dispatch Raikkonen at some point in this race. It'll be a miracle if Raikkonen can take these tyres to the end. I hope he can. I don't want him to. I don't want him to blow up. He's had a solid race so far, and he's been very unlucky with the penalties as Greeny and Skeven are battling at the moment. And Ushin Miguel might be in the mix. Might be in the mix later down the line if these two keep battling. Ushin may be on for some more points, but I think he'll be very impressed with himself with 9th place so far in F2. As you may have been told by myself or others, points win you prizes, and CC Brain is 5 laps away from winning the ultimate prize here in Australia. These guys on the mediums have got some serious pace, but the crossover point of grip and pace is definitely starting to happen now. They still need to pull at least a second to CC Brain to get that DRS and slipstream, and they are coming bit by bit, but I think they need to gain a couple more tenths per lap if they want to catch CC Brain by the end of the race. And Bugatti's lost the rear. Bugatti has lost the rear of his Mercedes right there. There's the first bit of traction that has escaped him in this race, and he may have lost DRS to his teammate. I believe he has lost DRS to his teammate. He may have compromised himself, and he has. DRS to his teammate has gone, and as you can see, straight up into the overtake mode to try and close that gap. Black Phoenix actually in overtake as well. He hasn't really got a lot of ERS to at his disposal, but he needs to keep that at second if he doesn't want his teammate coming back at him. But Bugatti, yeah, he's got the revs right up, and he's going to reduce that hopefully down to less than a second to keep this a bit more interesting. Yes, but Black Phoenix needs to focus ahead, and there's a safety car. There's a third safety car of the race. As Brandon Glover must be absolutely chuffed with that. And I think, yeah, for all these guys, I think, yeah, everybody who has passed the pit lane should stay out. And everybody who, I think SSR Phoenix will have to pit as well. If he can make it back to the pits in time, I think he should pit. But yeah, Ollie Flavel's been saved, definitely. I can't believe there's another safety car. I'm a bit disappointed, actually. I never normally get disappointed in safety cars, but it was really heating up for a fantastic performance. And poor old CC Brain must be livid. CC Brain had a comfortable and cosy gap of roughly about 1.9 seconds, and that's Raikkonen just overtaking Bugatti under the safety car. I'm not too sure what's going on. Is Bugatti pitting? So Bugatti is in the pit lane, and he will serve his penalty and will put on a fresh set of softs. So Bugatti, after having probably driver of the day, has thrown it all away for a fresh set of softs. It's impossible to overtake around here. And as Tom's retired, so Ushin Miguel is in 6th. Ushin is in 6th, and I think Raikkonen won't make it to the end. I think Raikkonen will struggle. He's still an 8th, which is a solid result, but as he just cost himself a podium, I know he had a penalty anyway, and he probably wanted to get rid of the penalty and put on a set of softs. It may have been a good strategy to put on the softs, but he's got Greeny ahead of him. He's just got a fresh set of softs on. And what's happening here then? We've got a big gap. Skeven has a 5-second penalty to serve. Severe collision with Raikkonen. I'm not too sure how that's worked. So Skeven has a penalty. So Skeven will drop down and out of the points. Unfortunately, I don't think he'll be very happy with that. But he is on the hards, Skeven. And CC Brain's also on the hards. So is Black Phoenix the man to take the win of this race? This race has gone on forever with all these blooming safety cars. I'm gonna have to take me pills after this. Need medication. I'm suffering. Oof, Jesus Christ. Well, the safety car, I believe, will be staying out for one more lap, and it will. So we will stay on board with CC, who is your current race leader. Sorry, I'm just going to have a bit of a drink to recover. I'm just a bit baffled with all the safety. Oh, as my voice goes. Just a bit baffled with all the safety cars that have been happening as of late. It's going to be a Grand Slam finale, I guess. As we are still under the safety car. Oh god, I nearly passed out then, I'm not going to lie. I actually nearly passed out due to tiredness. CC Brain has been on them set of hard tyres for 22 laps. And he will have 2 laps remaining when he crosses the line. And I really hope for CC Brain's sake that he can keep it together, because he has deserved every bit of it on them hard tyres. But just seeing where everybody is at the moment, Lordy-MK is in P5. But he will be under attack. As the safety car restart gets underway in Raikkonen, there's already a 2-second gap. I'm not too sure what's happened there, but the top 2 have just ran away with it. And Ushin has had a terrible exit, and he's already going to get mugged by Greeny. And as Ushin's going to move out the way, oh my god, Ushin, what are you doing? Ushin's going to get mugged by so many people. As Bugatti's taken to the grass, and Greeny has taken to the grass. Oh, there's been a car there, shoved out wide. I'm not too sure who it is, but Brandon Glover. Look at all these chickens. I mean, look at all these F1 cars. As Green's going to go on the inside, Bugatti senses there's going to be danger and takes to the outside line. Josh is defending like an absolute mofo. And that's a fantastic pass from Green. That is one of the best passes I've ever seen, and Josh is off. Well deserved. You defend dirty like that, you deserve to be out of the points. Disgusting defending to try and let his teammate get away on them mediums. And let's hope it's not even strategical, it's just idiocy really. And let's see if Greeny will get the final point. As Ushin and Skeeven are battling, as Ushin actually keeps it, and Ushin will actually be relegated out of the points. Unfortunately for him, with all these fresh soft runners around him, there's nothing really Ushin can do. He let about 5 of them go earlier in the race, so not too sure what he's playing at. It's a bit depressing watching Ushin now. He was my driver of the day if he would have kept to a good position, but just kind of fell over when the time came to him. Raikkonen on 23 lap old tyres looks to be the donkey at the moment, and I think CC Brain will win this race, because I don't think Black Phoenix is getting close enough to him either. So CC Brain has done a fantastic job, and I think will take driver of the day for me. He's done 24 laps on them hard tyres, and Greeny's going to go around the outside of Raikkonen there and do one of the greatest moves I've ever seen. Will Bugatti get Raikkonen? I hope he does. He's inside of him. So let's hope Raikkonen just gets dispatched, I think. Yeah, not too sure what's happening there. Oh, Bugatti takes that so sweet and smooth, it's fantastic. It's like he wasn't even there. There's yellow flags in sector 2. I'm not too sure what is going on. We'll have the last battle of the round. Leon Bentley, Raikkonen. I don't even know where Raikkonen is. Oh, and SSR Phoenix is off in the latter stages of this race, but it will be CC Brain across the line to win the Australian Grand Prix. Fantastic from CC. Black Phoenix will take second. Greeny, will he take third? No! Bugatti will be on the podium once again. Greeny NFC with more penalties than brain cells, unfortunately, and Leon gets 4th place for his troubles, and Ushin Miguel gets 6th place. That is fantastic. Let's see, Brandon Glover finished the race. Let's not. There you go. There's your grid. Let's just get him in for the podium interviews because I've had a long day and I just want to get it done, to be honest. But there you go. There you go. There's your winner, CC Bray. Congratulations. And I will invite him now to the party. There is some issues with the invite system, I believe. Sorry about that. But yeah, there you have it, folks. Look at the time penalties for these drivers right now. A lot of penalties that have been applied. Black Phoenix did have a 3-second time penalty, but luckily pulled a very impressive gap later on in the race. But it's there are your top 3: CC Brain, Black Phoenix and Bugatti. Congratulations. I will send one more invite just in case they need to. And I will also send an invite to this man right here. Hopefully these guys will join as soon as possible. A lot of driver of the days so far. And we have our first man joining us tonight. It's been one of the longest streams of my entire life. I feel like I've got older by the minute. But we are joined with everybody, I do believe. Bugatti, Black Phoenix and CC Brain, who were your podium finishers for today's race. We will get straight into it. On to CC Brain. Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
It must have been very unexpected, but I think 25 or 24 laps on a set of hards is very, very impressive. And to be at the front of the field for the majority of that stint, it must have been very difficult to maintain a good level of pace.
Yeah, I mean the tires were all right. They probably could have done the whole race. I was like 60% in the end. But yeah, having the gap on Phoenix and then like 4 laps to go, the safety car comes out and I pretty much fight for the win again. But I think Phoenix tires were also not in good shape, and yeah, I managed to get through it.
Yeah, it was a brilliant spectacle to watch from the neutrals point of view. But for yourself, you
what was the intention to go soft hard anyway in the race, or would it have been mediums to the end, or did you have any intention of going on any other tyre, or was the hards always the option for you?
I think many wanted to go for the soft mediums, but I learned from like season 23, where gone on the mediums, they just drop off and you lose time on the undercut. So it was always my plan to go on the hards, like 8 or so. But as the safety car came out, I just took the gamble and saw what happens.
Yeah, it was a very impressive gamble indeed. Like I said, congratulations on your first place. I will come back to you at the end. We will move on to second place. Black Phoenix did have a penalty at the end, which is a bit of a shame, so you couldn't have challenged for the win, but wow, congratulations on the second place.
Thanks. Yeah, like CC said, my tyres just kind of died at the end, but that penalty got me really scared because I didn't realise Raikkonen was like 3 seconds behind. So yeah, that happened, and I thought the safety car at the end would give me a chance of winning, but just for tyres, just couldn't handle it. And yeah, I had some good pace, but it was just not quick enough. Let's just say like that.
Yeah, it was a very interesting race. You were one of the drivers to stay out on under the first safety car, I believe, and then you came in under the second safety car, so it kind of worked in your favour. But then mediums did seem to die at the end of the race. Just what tyre wear did you finish on at the end with the mediums?
I don't know, but I know like the last safety car we had like 60%, so I think we were like 70 plus. So it was just very hard to brake as well. I keep going deep, so thankfully I got the P2.
Yeah, it was a good race in the end, and luckily Raikkonen had no tyres, so you did manage to snatch away P2 from other drivers. But yeah, congratulations. And third place, this man keeps making a habit of joining me in the commentary box. Bugatti, wow, I think you were the fastest man on track for the majority of that race, especially in them mediums. You were crazy quick, a man possessed. I think after the incident with Dutch, which was disgusting, just completely round you off the road, no courtesy at all. Just talk us through that medium stint, because I think a lot of people will be wondering, how did you extract the pace that you had on the mediums?
Well, I actually think my pace was that good, to be honest, because when I got past Phoenix and could try and chase down CC, I couldn't. I was losing. I think it was basically equal pace, but I think it's just overtaking really. I managed to cut my way through the field really, really quickly. I mugged Greeny off around the outside, which is a good move. But yeah, the mediums, they did feel good. But I don't know, the safety car was very confusing at the end, because I had a 5-second penalty for overtaking Raikkonen, because we were decent. He probably saw us inside each other or something at some point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and on my screen he was spun off because he had the X next to his name, so he was like a Solideo car, and he got spun off under the safety car, and I overtook him, and I got a 5-second penalty, and I forgot. So when I pit, I had to serve my penalty, which dropped me down the field even more. But the medium stint, yeah, it was good. But I think without the incidents with Dutch and Josh on the restart, I don't know what happened, because I couldn't see Raikkonen on my screen. I assumed he was behind Raikkonen, but I got damaged there, and so it was a race of what ifs.
Yeah, definitely a race of ups and downs, especially for you. You went from battling for the win at the start, having a fantastic start from 8th to 4th straight away, and then obviously being dropped down the field due to the Dutch incident to about 13th, then coming back into the race into about 8th, then being dropped down again later on in the race, then going back up again, and then having the final pit stop when you went on the softs and had a penalty, which dropped you to 8th again. So you were really up and down, and I think if it weren't for CC's stellar performance, you would have got driver of the day for the second week running. But I think it has to go to CC. It was a fantastic drive. 25 laps on the set of hards, and he really controlled the race brilliantly and didn't let anything faze him. But last question to CC. Next race is France. How are you feeling about the track? Are you optimistic or pessimistic? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, France is one of my favorites, I would guess. It's a very high grip circuit, very fast, and I had good memories from FP with it, getting a win there. But yeah, we'll see. I think others will be strong too, and probably going to be a good race.
Well, you've heard it from the man himself. CC seems pretty optimistic about next week, 7 PM Monday evening. I've been Lordy for your Australian Grand Prix. These have been your 3 guys on the podium. The 2 Mercedes, dominant again, will be leading the Constructors' Championship for a 2nd week running. Who can stop them? Well, tune in next week, you'll find out. I've been Lordy-MK. See you in a bit.